The focus for today's exercises is lengthening. So instead of thinking of holding our muscles, we want to actively lengthen through all the movements. Now we're going to start with our arms out to the side, just making sure that our spine is straight. Just make sure that your arms do not go to the back. Keep the shoulders down, either beside you or slightly in front of you, wherever that you're comfortable. Just making sure that the collarbone is broad. Keep those elbows lifted, make sure they do not drop. Shoulder blades are drawn down towards the waist. And let's begin. Now take your legs as wide as you are comfortable. Now keeping your collarbone broad, you're just going to hug yourself, elbows pointing to the front, palms are at the rib cage, not so much at the armpits, so slightly lower. You want to pull the elbows up to the front as you open across your collarbone. Now we're going to think of isolating our upper body by pushing your ribcage into the palm. Keep those shoulders drawn down, elbows pointing up, ribcage is closed. Now engaging the core, planting the feet into the floor. We're going to move a little bit quicker here. So as you can see, I'm isolating from my ribcage, lower body keeps steady. So the hips do not move side to side. And release the arms back to the side. Now we're going to do the same isolation side to side. So being aware that we are moving from the ribcage. And now we take it fast. You want to imagine that you're stuck between two walls right in front and behind, so you're really moving horizontally and not diagonally. And last one here, we just hold to the right. I'm going to reach that right palm up and over. Now you want to imagine that your body is cut off at the waist and you're looking over your left waist. Now we take it to the other side and reach the left hand up and over the right waist. Same thing, keep your hips level, we are looking over our right waist. And back to center. We repeat. Now the important thing to note to create length in our body is that there needs to be opposing forces. So the grounding of the lower body here helps to achieve that extra length in the ribcage. And last set here. Now we're going to take it in a circular motion. So right hand over, now round our spine, looking towards the belly button. The tailbone hangs heavy. Keep the arms in front of the chest. And open to the other side, back to center. Now we take the left arm over and round to the center. Use the legs to push your body open at the rib cage, back to center, and repeat. Feeling the stretch in the right rib cage, releasing it down, and now the left rib cage, back to center. And one more set here. You must be so happy now. And let's take it fast. Last one here. Let's roll those shoulders down and back once again. Now we're just going to drop our elbows slightly down towards the floor and then lift those elbows up in like a swan-like motion. And repeat. The focus here is to be able to lift your arms from the elbow without affecting the height of the shoulders. Now we're going to tie an imaginary string from the elbows to the heels and turn the heels about 45 degrees forward. As we go up and down, keep imagining that string that is tied, connecting the elbow to the heels so they move at the same time. And let's go fast. Oh, I couldn't stop it, tried to figure it out, but everything kept moving. And last one. And we straighten our elbows. Imagining that the string is already pulled to its maximum, we're going to try to maintain that same level of tension as we bend our knees and our head reaches towards the ceiling. In this position, I want you to think of the heels trying to draw towards each other as your right ankle tries to go over your right toes. So there's always an attraction between your heels as your knees pull apart. And we're going to take small pulses here. So we're not sending our energy down, we're sending our energy down and out towards the side. And last one, and hold. Slowly lower the ankle down with control. Let's take everything to the left, remembering that there's a wall in front and behind us, so the tailbone should be pointing down, arms reaching to the side, kneecap pointing towards the first two toes, and pulse. With every pulse, you want to think of flattening out the inside of your thighs as your knees open just a little bit more, keeping that tailbone down. And last one, and slowly lower the left ankle down. Now let's roll the right shoulder forward as we push that right knee open for a little stretch. And other side. And keeping that new openness you feel, let's just slowly straighten our knees and take a short break. Now we are going into our second set of exercises, which are flat back exercises. Now the flat back position adds greater demand on the spine to lengthen on top of the arms lengthening from the ribcage. Let's start with our hands at the hips. We're going to fold over our fingers, keeping the weight over the toes. We do not want to sit back. We're going to keep those sit bones right on top of the heels. Now we're going to take flat back to the left diagonal, center, and then right diagonal. So turning our shoulders to square towards the left side and hinge at the hip. Fold over your left fingers. Let's do a quick check. Make sure that belly button is drawing into the spine very firmly. Now imagining that someone is pulling your head away from your shoulders. We're going to gradually bring our body to the center and then to the right, keeping that length in the spine. And back to center and stand right back up. Now let's take it to the right side first. Now just remember, I'm putting my fingers at the hips as a physical cue to myself to fold over at the hips. So you're literally trying to form like a table with your body. Now you want to make a quarter circle shape with your head as you move to center, and another quarter circle to the left. You really want to hit all the corners of that circle there, and release back to center. Now we're going to do the same exercise, just changing the hands up a little bit. Now we're going to take the arms behind our back. You can grab opposite elbows, drawing the shoulders back, keeping the ribcage closed. Be careful to not let the ribcage flare out. Now as we take the flat back, you want to make sure that those shoulders stay open and away from the ears. We do not want to give in to gravity. And lengthen over the left leg. And taking that quarter circle to the center. And quarter circle to the right. And body up. And let's repeat everything to the right. As you go down to the right, you want to keep that left hip drawing back and lengthen to center, to the left and up. Now we're going to take one last variation with the arms. So when we go down to the left, we take 90-degree arms, right arm up, both arms up in center, and then 90 degrees arm, left hand up when we are bending to the right. Now remembering that you always have options, you can always take the other two versions before this if that is better for you. Let's take it to the left. Make sure that left hand doesn't fly to the back, keep it beside your shoulder. And bringing it to center, biceps beside your ears, and lengthen to the right. This is a good time to remember that lengthening of the arms comes from the rib cage. And let's take it to the right. Now we're just going to take the same positions, but we're going to flow through them in a circular and smooth motion. Choose where you want to take your arms, and let's start.
This feeling so alien. Need to know if you're just a friend. Are you a secret I'm holding in? So leave it on my brain if you feel the same.
Now when you start to get tired, remember this set of exercises is meant to train our muscles to lengthen, so you really want to fight for it. Keep that core drawn in, spine is long, fingers reaching far out from the rib cage. Last one here, and bring it back to center. Drop the tailbone down, knees open to the side, shake it out. And turn the heels to face the back, fold over the legs. Feel the stretch down the back of your legs. Now we're going into our last set. Let's just learn a really short combo here, putting together the things we have learned. So we bend our knees, reach over with the right hand, back to center, reach over with the left. Everything back to center, and reach forward, flat back. Release everything down, turn the heels out, roll up the spine, and repeat. Moving with the music here.
Right about when our love began, emotions are moving in, getting in my space, living in my place. When did these days begin? I'm overthinking my thoughts again. No, we don't break, but we're bound to bend. Getting in my space, living in.
Now, if there was anything during the class today that stood out for you, it would be a good time to really apply it and explore how that feels on your body. So you do not want to move blindly, you want to move with intention in mind. Now let's take it to the other side. Last one here. We did a really good last stretch here. And relax. And that's the end for today.